Hey there everybody, this is Piper here, and welcome to the third and final battle that I have of Daud playing in the Diadochi Wars tournament, 1 vs 1 CWB. So in this battle he's actually up against HoS Madgeh, and this faction matchup is actually Pontus versus Greece. So Pontus does have an advantage in this matchup, and to sort of make things fair, Pontus was actually given 13.5k. So Pontus has 1.5k less than Greece. Greece gets the full 15. Daud only gets 13.5k. So we'll go through the armies fast before the battle starts. Daud's gone for 5 pike. The pike are 5 upgrade. 6 archers. The archers are... some of them are... it looks like 2 of them are gold. The other 4 are 5 upgrade. 1 peasant. Get 1 unit of 5 chariots. Cappadocian cavalry unupgraded. Pontic light cavalry 4 upgrade, and Pontic heavy cavalry 4 upgrade. And he's got the same on the left flank as well. So not choosing to bring any chariot archers. He could have brought 2 chariot archers, more 5 chariots. But he knows he's going to have to fight a lot of pike, so that's why Daud has gone for the Pontic heavy cavalry. You don't often see these guys in combat. They're quite expensive. They're actually the same speed as heavy cavalry, but they get a javelin missile. They're quite expensive in terms of heavy cavalry, but for these sort of matchups, they do actually have a good purpose, a good role to play. So that's Daud's army. We'll look at Madgeh's army fast. Obviously he's Greece, he's got a lot of pike here. He's gone with 6 armoured hoplite. The armoured hoplite are gold. Is that one there? That's also gold. Yeah, he's gone for 2 Spartans. The Spartans are no upgrades. 6 archers. Regular archers, they are gold. 2 Cretans gold attack, and he has Greek cavalry. The Greek cavalry are gold. So basically everything's gold except the Spartans, which are no upgrade, and they're actually Rhodian slingers, not Cretans. So my bad, Madgeh's brought Rhodian slingers. So they were actually brought for potential chariot archers, but obviously Daud didn't go for the chariot archers. He's gone for heavy cavalry or Pontic light cavalry and Cappadocian. So both armies are actually moving together, moving closer. Madgeh's actually going to reform his army slightly. Obviously no chariot archers for Daud, which sort of eases the pressure slightly for Madgeh in terms of the fact that he doesn't have to watch his flanks as much against chariot archers, but he's going to have to watch side-on attacks from the cavalry. So then we're going to fast forward this. And probably both sides are squaring each other up. And we're going to play it here. So Daud's going to charge forward his archers, and the arch war is going to start between Madgeh and Daud. Got his unit of peasants there. They're really there to soak up the enemy arrow fire. Forces Madgeh to manually select the targets. Makes it a bit harder. Obviously Madgeh has very fast micro anyway, but it just makes it that much harder to watch where arrows are going. And his slingers, just kept the slingers that fire it well. They're actually firing at the peasants. So there's an advantage for Daud there. Obviously that stones that Madgeh can't use against proper targets. So Daud's going to move in his cavalry, and he wants to really make use of the javelins. Got a couple of good throws there against the Spartans. They're down to 40. So that's the general actually. There's some players put their general amongst the Spartan unit. and that's a good play there by Daud, getting loads of kills on the enemy light cavalry. It's slightly risky here actually. Daud's left his archers a little bit exposed. He's kept his 5 chariots from the back as well. But Daud's doing a lot of damage to the enemy cavalry, the enemy archers. So because Madgeh only has 4 units of light cavalry, these guys are only Greek cavalry, they're not going to be too effective versus the Pontic heavy cavalry or the Cappadocian cavalry. Again, these guys are throwing their javelins, getting loads of kills. And that was pretty devastating there. So Daud's really going to want to get that unit there off the field. They're 18 in number. He could use his light cavalry there. Again, he's conscious of the fact that he doesn't want to waste too many arrows on the enemy archers. The bronze shields, they are pretty good pike, but they're no match for the armoured hoplite. And even the Spartans, they'll probably actually do a lot of damage against the bronze shields. So Daud is actually charging forward his pike, and again that's a really good move there because it sort of pushes the missile troops in. They can actually move to the side, and obviously Madgeh had his archers out with skirmish mode. Those archers are going to rout, which actually the slingers are routing, and Daud has actually gone for that last unit of archers right there. But again, like I was saying at the start, the trade-off here is that Daud has left his archers quite vulnerable, and these guys are actually getting chased quite far now. Because Daud is going to need a lot of archers to defeat the armoured hoplite. And it looks like Madgeh's doing a pretty good job here at getting kills on the archers. But obviously these guys are only 9 in strength, the archers are 25. They'll still probably lose in melee, but the chariots will actually serve a good role there to try and get the archers back. Another good charge there by Daud, taking out the last of the archers on the right flank. Looks like all the slingers are gone, so only 1, 2, 3 units of archers left. Madgeh is pushing forward against the Pontic archers with his armoured hoplite. And Daud's going to have to micro here. A lot of his archers are kind of spaced together. Daud actually caught the unit of light cavalry with his 5 chariots right there. So that was well played to Daud there. Again, it comes down to micro at the end of the day. Madgeh was micro in the centre. I'm sure he was micro in the back as well. And obviously he wasn't able to micro his Greek cavalry in time. So Daud is really wanting to get his archers spaced out more. Like, obviously he's doing a lot of microing himself. He's got a lot of cavalry in the back trying to get the last of the Greek archers. But he doesn't want to have too many archers together himself because it makes it easier for Greece to chase them down. He's going to use that archer unit there, getting some good shots in there. I think he was firing at the pike there. Obviously the pikes suffer a morale, they suffer a hit point penalty, or they take more damage when they're actually moving. There's a unit there of archers, they're actually shooting at the light cavalry. That's probably something that Daud hasn't seen. He's very busy microing himself. He's still got his unit of 5 chariots. And it looks like Madgeh's going to use his pike on the left hand side, push forward with his Spartans. So a good possibility Daud's going to lose a couple of archer units here. Probably that one there. They're going to be... The good thing about that unit there is actually it's only 33 number and they're only winded. If they were exhausted, they would have probably routed. And so Madgeh's actually separated his army here, which is a little bit dangerous. He's got 2 units of armoured hoplite, and you can see here Daud's actually moving round cavalry in the back. He wants to do a coordinated attack, get the pike involved. Even if he kills like one of them, it's still going to be helpful for Daud later on in the battle. And is he going to be able to micro this out of danger? So Daud is actually elsewhere here. Can these guys move around? So it looks like these archers are actually going to move around here and escape the pike. I don't know whether that was actually Daud or whether it was computer in skirmish. But these guys are going to be safe for at least a while. And Daud is going to catch that unit of pike with his Pontic heavy. So that's going to hold up the pike. And that was a good charge there by Daud. And he's actually caught the rear of that pike unit. So Madgeh was fast there, got those guys into pike mode. But the other pike of Daud are coming in. And they're probably going to rout pretty soon. Madgeh's going to pull back his other unit of hoplites. And so the general is actually in that unit there. So if Daud kills that unit, it's going to give Daud a big advantage, and that's the general right there. Can Daud kill the general? So the general is going to escape. I think he's only got himself and 3 other men with him. But anyway, Daud's going to go for the other unit of pike most likely. The other pike over here, they're going for the archers. And still that unit of 5 chariots right there as well. So the Spartans are coming in here. And there's another unit of armoured hoplite in the back. They've stopped chasing that unit of archers, and these guys are going to get some good shots in there at the backs of the pike. So that was good plays there by Daud. He's been enveloped by the armoured hoplite and the Spartans. He's going to pull these guys back. And Daud's going to pull over his cavalry. So Madgeh's going to try and chase these guys off the field. I don't really think Daud's going to want to be microing over there too much. He's probably going to leave those guys in skirmish mode and just pray that they sort of come round, hopefully down the red line. It looks like they do. They're exhausted. They might actually right off the field, but I think he'll probably have one after that engagement. I think at least one will be saved. And here's the rest of the Spartans engaged with Daud's bronze shields. So there's still all these units of armoured hoplite. And Daud's going to go for a fake rear charge there, which actually caused the Spartans to turn around. And they actually suffered damage from that. Firing in flaming arrows with his archers. The other unit of armoured hoplite came in. And Daud actually charged that unit of pike with his Pontic heavy. So a large part of this was the fact that Greece lost the general. I think Daud has played really well, using his pike really well, bringing back the cavalry. I think Daud did a really good job there. But the reason why Greece probably didn't perform too well in that pike battle is they lost the general and they weren't really able to use all the pike. You see there's actually 2 pike up here, and so actually both of those archers were actually able to turn around and get away from the pike. But it's kind of hard for Greece to win when the pike are separated and all of the Pontic pike are together with the cavalry. But anyway, that's a great battle. They well played to both players. Thought both players played really well, and that was a really interesting matchup. Again, hope you've enjoyed this battle replay. If you haven't already, like, comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. This is Piper signing off.